Hey folks, this is Scott at the X-Fed Homestead. Well, I have some tree branches that I need to cut, but they're a little out of my reach. I've used my pole saw and done about as much as I could, but I decided to get a new toy here, and that is a rope saw. And I thought I'd just crack open the package that I got, and we'll see if we can put it together and see how it works. So let's see. In here are some gloves, which are effectively useless for my hands. Looks like a little file with a handle, a couple of ropes for both sides of the rope saw, and this looks like the chain that will eventually straighten out and make it happen. These look like a couple of handles that you put on each rope to pull. And this last thing, oh, here are two more handles. I'm guessing that you put these on the end of the chain so you can pull the chain and cut with just your hands. So, and there are a bunch of little carabiners here to connect these handles to the ropes. So let me just put those together, and I'll connect the handles to the rope and the rope to the chain, and we'll see if we can do that easily, and then we'll go out and test it. We'll also have to fill up this bag with some stones in order to throw it up over a tree branch. So I'm looking forward to that. But first, let's get this thing together, and then we'll get to work. Well, I think this looks right. I've got the chain connected between two ropes, and I'll have to tie off the handles once I throw them up in the tree, and I will use this and fill it up with a few stones to see if I can throw it up in the tree. So let's bring all this outside and see how it works. I think that's pretty good. Well, I filled this up with stones, and I attached the big clip to it, and I also tied off my handles to the smaller clip, the smaller carabiner, and I'm going to just attach this to the carabiner with my orange handle still in place, which is fine. Just give me something to see in the tree. And I'll try to throw this up there. And usually this takes a number of tries, but we'll see how long it takes me. Try number one. There we go. Wow. Got right on there. Now I think one of the keys to cutting these branches successfully is to not stand under them. And so I'm going to get a pair of gloves, and then I'm going to stay a good distance away from this branch while I test out this rope saw. That was exactly where I wanted to throw it. It made a really nice cut right until it broke. So that looked pretty good. And I think one of the difficulties is the chain, unless you keep it tight when you're pulling it, it can bind on itself and roll up, and that decreased the amount of pull that I could give each tug of the rope. So that would decrease the number of teeth in one pass that could saw the line. These branches are really difficult because there are branches everywhere. But getting the bag in the right place is kind of key. But I'm pleased with it. I'm happy with how it worked out. I'm gonna try another branch on another tree and see how that works. Well, I certainly didn't do myself any favors with this branch. I want to cut this branch right up here, above and behind me. But of course, that's where I put all the other branches that I cut off of the ash tree previously. Now, the ash tree was the one that I just took that really high branch off of. I'd cut all the lower branches with my pole saw, and that's why I decided to get this rope saw to see if I get branches that were even higher up. The whole tree's going to come down eventually, but I thought, well, I have some time and the weather's still cool and it's before the gardening season. I'll just do some rope sawing every day or so and take down a few branches at a time, and that way I pace out my work. But all the branches that I've taken down thus far are right here in this pile here, getting ready for the spring burn. So I didn't do myself any favors putting that right below this tree, but I'll still take a crack at it. That was about a 3-inch branch, and nicely done. Landed right on the pile and didn't hit the camera, so I'm pretty happy with that. Well, you can see it landed right here. And I don't know if you can see the cut that it made up there. Pretty nice cut. Not too bad. The rope saw is hung up on another branch there, but that's all right. It'll be easy to get down. Chick, chick, chick. Come on, chickens. Come out. There you are. Come on, chick, chick, chick. There we go. Everybody out. How you doing, girls? So what did I think of the rope saw? I think it's a pretty good tool. I'm glad to add it to the arsenal. For $29.99 and free shipping, it wasn't bad at all. I don't know how long it's going to last. It has a little sharpener that came with it, so I'm assuming it's going to dull over time. I have a feeling it's not made out of the best kind of steel, but for what it is, it's great. I did a couple of branches here, didn't take that long. There's a little bit of a learning curve in working with it and coordinating your actions with the saw and the ropes, so that takes a little bit of getting used to, but for 2 branches in like 10 minutes, I think that's fine. And I'll do some more on the big tree over there. That's got to come down this year or next. It's got some disease. And this one I just had to provide a little more sunlight for my chicken coop so that all the grass didn't turn to moss. So a few little things. I'm not going to use it for that much around the yard, but for a few particular tasks, it's a lot safer working from the ground than working up with a chainsaw or a handsaw on a ladder. And we had someone here in the neighborhood who got hurt up on a ladder working with some trees, and I don't want to see that situation ever repeated for anybody. So if you're going to work up high, I'd say for the short money, a rope saw is definitely worth it. So go out and get yourself one if you got some higher tree work to do. Anyhow, that was a successful experiment. I hope you learned something about rope saws. Go get your own. This is Scott at the XFed Homestead. We'll see you next time.